The scanning station in Allmoxy has multiple functions, but there are a few things you need to know before you get started using it, so we're going to go over that. First, you need to know where to find the scanning station, which is here under this avatar, down to scanning station. Now, before I go over the three different functions here, you also will need to have some sort of barcode scanner. It can be a very inexpensive one. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. Let's see, so there are three things to look at here. These two functions are very similar. They both have to do with your labor processes. So process time tracking allows an employee to come in and say, okay, I'm doing sanding and I'm going to clock into this job, so here my cursor's in the input box. You would simply scan the barcode on one of your output pages. It will input the order number for you, so you won't have to type or choose from a drop-down like you just saw me do. Then that order number will appear. You'll hit enter or click submit, and then you're clocked into that job, and then same thing for clocking out of the job. Now, process completed, that's very similar. It's also for your labor processes, but it's just a simple one-time scan and enter to show that one of the labor processes has been done. Now, the third option here, order completed, is more of a shipping checkoff. So there are two options here, mark one item at a time completed or mark full line item completed. That's because in this case you're not scanning a single barcode on your output page that's simply doing the order number. You're scanning line item barcodes. So you could have a line item that has, say, a quantity of 5. And here is where you're telling the system that you'd rather have to scan 5 times on that same line to show that all 5 of the items are complete, or scan once and show all 5 items complete. So moving on from there, let's talk about the output pages, which is where your barcodes will appear. So I have a few output pages here, but let's say we're going to add a new one. You'll notice as you create it, there is automatically a barcode here. This is where the main barcode will generate that's just showing you the order number. So you would use it for either of those process time tracking sort of features. Now, if you're wanting your part list to give you line item barcodes, if you want to use the shipping checkoff feature, then you want to make sure that you check this box, show line item barcodes. So let's quickly look at an order. Now, if we choose just any old output page here, you'll see there's my barcode that's spitting out the order number. But if I'm doing the shipping checkoff and I want the line item barcodes, I happen to know that my woodcut list has that checkbox checked. So you'll see each line item has a barcode. So it's important to know that when you have checked everything off on a job, so you're saying all these things are complete to ready to be shipped, it will move the job to completed for you. If I print this out and I scan both of these as complete, then this was just a bid right now, but it would be moved to status completed. And that goes in the other direction as well. If something is moved to status completed, then the system's gonna assume that these are all checked off. So one way that you can view that is going to the shipping report. Now this is a test instance, so I'm going to have to go back a bit to the last time I had something on my shipping report. So you'll see things that have had everything checked off will look something like this. There's no warning icon to tell you that something's missing. So if you click on one of these icons, you'll see that it tells you something's not marked completed. That's through the shipping checkoff. So if I click on that, it will tell me from that order what items and how many from each line item are not complete, to alert you that something's missing from your order before it can be shipped. Now there's one last thing to go over. If you are running into let's go back to the scanning station here. If you're entering your order number here, and you're getting asterisks before and after your order number like that, upon scanning, you have to do a quick step here. You need to go to your output page that you're using for your barcode, and you're going to have to remove those asterisks. Now I know it's a little overwhelming to look into this because it's kind of like you're looking at the code side of your output page, which most people don't want to mess with, but it's pretty simple. So you're going to come down to your output page that you need to fix, the one that's giving you asterisks when you scan this barcode, and you're going to hit source on the HTML. So that will show you what the HTML looks like that's making your output page. It's okay if you don't understand a single word of it, but what you do have to do is find this barcode generator line. You're going to scroll over to where you see it's pulling the order number variable, and notice how it put in these asterisks here. All you have to do is very carefully delete only those asterisks, save changes, and then now when you print that output page, you'll no longer have a problem with the asterisks appearing. And as usual, if you have any questions about this or you don't understand something, feel free to come up here to our support forum and ask a question, and we will answer it as quickly as we can.